What's good, Josh? Your boy J Suave. I am the host of J Suave TV. I should have known when they had my son Ice Cube off center in this post exactly what I was about to get into starting War of the Worlds 2025. I gotta emphasize the year because War of the Worlds is a franchise that I'm just now learning goes back pretty far. I'm exposing myself once again for not being a book reader, first with the Odyssey, now with the War of the Worlds franchise. I'm sorry, I just wasn't reading back then. This review's with no prior knowledge from the books. I literally just jumped into this movie. Finished it about an hour ago, and I can honestly say, y'all was right, this movie is not good. Now to me, honestly speaking, there is no redeeming quality about this movie. I'm not gonna say I wasted my time watching this movie. I mean, I did go into it with a purpose. I wanted to see why the movie was rated at 4% on Rotten Tomatoes. I can't say I wasted my time completely, but I could also say I didn't really come out of here liking anything about the movie. So I had to go look into this other War of the World movie because I heard there was another one before this one dropped. And apparently there are a lot of War of the World movies. I scrolled through like 5 or 7 of them while doing my Google search. And outside of the 2005 one with Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning, all of them other ones is dirt. I'm seeing 20%, 1.2 out of 5, 7% on Rotten Tomatoes, 3.2 out of 10 on IMDb and Prime Video. I'm not even going to identify what score belongs to a movie because what's the point? They're all mid. That 2005 one looked promising though. It actually has some good ratings on Google, so I might check that out, but probably not. Just watching this movie gave me no desire to go back and watch the other ones. I'm not gonna hold you. I know A.G. Wells probably turning in his grave like, damn, now one of y'all could adapt my story right? Anyway, I bring up those scores to say that yes, this Ice Cube movie was not good, but according to Google, it seems like the rest of the War of the Worlds franchise ain't nothing to write home about either. Unless you watch all those movies. If you watch all those movies, let me know in the comments which ones is worth watching at the very least so that I know. I've been yapping long enough though. Let me just get into a quick plot overview of this movie before I get into things that I did not like about it. William Radford, played by Ice Cube, is a government official working in DC as a hacker. My son can hack into any and everything. Talking shit ranging from his daughter's MacBook to security in the building that he's currently in. Early on in the movie, we get introduced to a lot of the cast that we're going to be seeing throughout. It's not many of them. We get introduced to his daughter and son, Dave and Faith, who he doesn't have the best relationship with, being that he's always lost in his work. We're also introduced to Dr. Sandra Salas, Roderick from the Diary of the Wimpy Kid franchise, also my mans from The 100, if you know, you know. Donald Briggs, the op of this movie, and Walter Crystal. We get these introductions within like the first 10 to 15 minutes of the movie. It's a really fast moving movie throughout. You got the government, specifically Briggs, desperate to take down this anonymous person who's threatening to expose government secrets, so you already know Ice Cube's on the case. We see he's managing different conversations throughout. He's spying on his daughter to make sure she's good, having conversations with Dr. Sandra. Dave tried to call. He's focused on the mission, so all them other calls gotta wait until they can. Because as he's getting bombarded with all these calls, we see that meteors are literally starting to fall from the sky, which is what Sandra tried to warn him about, letting him know that the weather around the world is moving wild, and that he and his government officials might want to look into that. Ice Cube kind of gives it a damn, that's crazy, but I got my own work to do though. So here we are experiencing a whole meteor shower. They touch down and Dr. Salas is on the case, approaching the rock for whatever reason. I don't like, have you never watched an alien movie before? Even if this wasn't an alien, why would you just walk up on these rocks like that? They just fell from the sky. They probably mad high. It's a miracle you even able to stand within 5 feet of these rocks. But of course the rocks hatch aliens and they start wilding on the world. Not gonna hold you. Seems like they've come to steal and wipe out data, so you know America can't have that. But they decide to go to the war for the world. Looks like America's winning at first. If you let Ice Cube tell it, we up 3-1 right now, after taking out like 3 to 4 robots. But eventually they started fighting back and brought the series to 3-3. Now where the aliens came from, I have no idea. They're here to take our data, and the reason they know about this data is because of a very top secret operation the government was hiding from the people this whole time called Goliath. They plan on spying on people's whole conversations, understanding their brain patterns, all that shit, just knowing the ins and outs of every human being on Earth. And they would have got away with it too if it wasn't for Dave and his friend. Yes, Dave, Ice Cube's son, was the anonymous man that Briggs was trying to capture at the very beginning of the movie. I'm not gonna lie, this shocked me slightly, but not really, because he always made us believe that he knew more than his dad knew. Ice Cube just never gave him the time of day. Shit was so bad, this man Dave first brought up the fact that he knows a little bit more than his dad about the whole situation, and we don't get back to that conversation until another 15-20 minutes in the movie. Just pad in time out for no reason. Just listen to what your son has to say. This can literally be your last conversation with bro. You see what's going on outside and you just dubbing him for work at this point in time. Anyway, with the help and sacrifice of some of Dave's friends, of course Dave survives because plot armor. Together with Faith, Mark, and Dr. Salas, they're able to get Ice Cube this thumb drive that he's able to insert in one of the PCs at the building, cause a widespread contamination on the aliens, sending them to the end. It looks like Ice Cube sacrificed himself to save humanity, but of course he didn't. It's his movie. And yeah, the day is saved. He's able to attend his daughter's baby shower. Finally get from behind that desk. Thank God. He's behind the desk for like 99.9992% of the movie. Mind you, we don't see him outside the building. We just know he left some proof of life from the pictures he took at his daughter's baby shower. And that's about it for the movie. Oh, and before the end of the movie, Ice Cube says, F the government, essentially. I'm spying on y'all now. I'm going to look into these Amazon Prime packages for what? I'm tired of seeing these Fire Sticks and Rose toys. I'm good. I won't lie, outside of that final act of the movie where they're trying to get Ice Cube to drive, he inserts into the PC and eliminating the alien, there is nothing else about this movie that I really mess with. I'm not even gonna hold you. And I went into this movie with no expectation. I didn't watch a trailer. I didn't have any evidence that there were world movies before this one. I just opened it on Prime, went in with an open mind, and it just disappointed me on so many levels. Now, I don't think this is a movie that meant to take itself too serious, because with some of the CGI and effects that they had at the very beginning of the movie, like when we got to see the lightning in the sky and everything that was going on around the world, the tornado, we seen bro literally running across the camera in one of the shots, bro. You couldn't edit that out and put something better in, bro. That shit just looked, ooh. We gotta talk about the acting in this movie. There's no acting standout in this movie at all. Ice Cube is Ice Cube in this movie. There's some actors that move like that. The Rock, Kevin Hart, John Cena, Tyler Perry. If you've seen him in one thing, you've seen him in everything. Ice Cube is no different. In this movie, he's just moving like Ice Cube did in Are We There Yet and Are We Done Yet? Like he did in Ride Along. Like it's just him being a know-it-all and him having to learn that he doesn't actually know everything. His son actually knows more than he does and is then able to save the world from an alien invasion. That's a big theme of this movie, I guess. Ice Cube learning to lean on the people around him as opposed to feeling like he's the most important person on earth. Like the government always had his best interests at heart, which I don't even understand that. Like you working in this tech industry where you're spying on people's daily privacy and you think you're the exception to the rule. It's a head scratcher to me. I mean, what position do you hold that you think that you all of a sudden are the exception to the rule? I don't understand. Like when he was like, damn, Dave was right. The government was lying to me this whole time. I'm just looking at the screen like, Ice Cube, why did Dave have to tell you that? Also, all the fake out deaths was pissing me off in this movie. We know damn well your pregnant daughter and Dave is not finna die in this movie, bro. I applaud them for throwing in some deaths though. Rest in peace to Dave's friend. When I seen her daughter survive the alien attacking her, it looked like in the camera, I knew everybody was gonna be alright. Them aliens was not on nothing until they separated from their bodies. Then they really became a problem. Actor Salas' character, she was just doing too much in this movie. You're way too comfortable with this species. I don't care who you are in NASA. Why are you walking up on that rock like that? I genuinely thought she was gonna get possessed, turned into an AI. When those things started crawling on her body, I was like, oh no. But then she ended up being okay. And that's another thing about this movie is that while there's stakes, it don't really feel like there's many stakes in this movie. Because nobody's dying, everybody's surviving these fake out deaths. Even the dude that flipped the drone towards the end to get to Ice Cube didn't die. Obviously, when I mean people aren't dying, obviously people are dying. It's a war, right? But like the main characters, nobody's feeling anything. And those are the characters we most care about at the end of the day. Hell, I don't even think Briggs fakes much wreck for anything that he did in his movie, despite being the one that brought the aliens to Earth essentially. Dialogue in this movie wasn't really all that to me. The drama between Ice Cube and his family, it just didn't move me. Like Ice Cube, get from behind that desk. Your kids do not have a mother anymore. Government can find another hacker. God forbid you got to use PTO one time. Like when shit is bad enough that your daughter didn't even invite you to the baby shower because she thought you'd be stuck at work. Yeah, it's time for you to pack it up and start considering your life decisions. But shout out to Roderick's character in this movie though. I think his name was Mark Goodman. I liked him. He kept it like, yeah, other than that, man, I mean, this movie really is a must ride home. But I'm honestly surprised I got this to 8 minutes. I give this movie like a 2.5 to 3 out of 10. Not even go lie. I can't even put it past a 5, y'all. I'm not even trying to hate. Like I said, outside of that final sequence where they were actually saving the world, there's not really much about the movie that I really like. Another thing I didn't mention too, but all the zoom ins that was happening on the computer screen, the constant calls one after another, like that just took me out of the movie too. I kept looking at my phone thinking I was getting notifications while this movie was going on. Mind you, I'm watching the movie on my phone. I don't know, it just kind of felt like an uninspired movie overall. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I've seen a lot of y'all thoughts already on that TikTok I posted earlier. I know y'all peeped the turnaround time. Show a brother some love. Like I said earlier in the review, let me know what War of the Worlds movies y'all recommend. Maybe I'll go ahead and watch those. Until next time, I've been your host, Jay Suave. We've been entertained, and we gonna talk soon. Peace, y'all.